baking tonight. You might actually hear some Christmas music in the background, and it sounds odd really, doesn't it? Christmas music. But I've even done a little bit of decor. I don't know why, I mean, is Christmas cancelled? Well, it probably is, but evening everyone who's just joined here. We got got Mike here, Karen. Hi Karen, are you actually baking, Karen? Alex Vong, Samantha Tell. Got some more joining, so I'll get started in just a minute. Anyone who's joining tonight and is baking with me, I know some of you from my work as well are joining, then I hope you prepped. And you should have seen this the last hour and a half. The last hour and a half, when I say we, my buddy as well, I've been pulling my hair out. My oven's not working properly, but hey, we'll get it, I'm not stressing, hopefully all good, smile. Okay, so if anyone's made fruitcake before, it's more of the prep is the actual issue, more so than the actual cake itself. It's hard grafting as well, so I was supposed to suggest you might need some oil in your joints, because it does take a bit. But once it's done, in the oven it goes, 2.5 hours later, here breads go. You can then do what you like with it. Okay, so I'm going to get started. I'm just going to see who else we've got. Hi Richard, I've got Samantha, Sarah's joined. So nice to see everyone again. Back with the old team that we used to be in March. So, I'm going to get started. You can rewatch this at a later date as well. So if you wanted to make it, you're more than welcome to. So going through just very, very quickly, you've got your 150ml brandy, which should have gone into your fruit and prepped. As you can see, that's a big one right there, a bowl of fruit there. But that should have been with 150ml of brandy that goes all into your fruit. The fruit works out nearly about 4,000 grams, I think it works out in total, of mixed fruit from sultanas to currants, etc. And yeah, your cherries, and the list goes on. Your candy peel, all sorts. My mum doesn't like cherries, so I don't put it in until last year when I actually didn't tell her, and I just chopped them up very finely, and she didn't notice. So she doesn't know anymore. What, you don't know? Don't have her. Anyway, so there's the fruit done. And I've been leaving that down for 48 hours, but you can leave it for 24 hours. Just need to soak up that brandy. I never put 150ml in, I just shot the whole bottle in, but still. And it's, if you want to get pissed at Christmas, just do it for a cake. Anyway, so, fruit's all done, nice and easy. Then you make sure all your other ingredients are prepped as much as you possibly can. So as you can see here, I've got it all laid out in front of me. Okay, and I'm very lucky because I have my KitchenAid. Because the whiskey and that, I just can't do it. And trust me, with the whiskey and I got over that years ago. That beast is my life. But you can use a bowl and do the old methods if you need to. However, I still do have a white wooden spoon, which you will need. But as an ex-baker myself, your hands as well are going to be important as well when we do this. So no doubt my buddy will come probably join me at some point. His name's Sam, he'll probably come and say hi. But he's been seeing me stressed out for the last 2 hours, trying to get everything prepared for you guys. And like I said, preparation is all in the works with this cake. Very traditional cake, been around longer than any other cake you can possibly imagine. Most people are in our generations love it, and my mum and dad. However, you get people like Sam who's in their 20s and they're going, yeah, don't like fruitcake. I love it. I absolutely adore it, especially with the marzipan, no icing. So on Sunday, I'm doing icing all the cakes. So I'm doing 2 different styles of cakes today. One I've already pre-done, not cooked, but pre-done, and you'll see what it looks like. And I'm also going to show you a different way of doing fruit cakes as well. More like an a la carte, so you can have your own individual, which you may have seen on the pictures. I've done over the last couple of years. So we're just going to get started. So, as I said, with the fruit, you need to do to make sure you get your hands in, nice and gentle, nice and full, into the hands into the bowl, and just make sure, I'm washing my hands by the way, because I always like to make sure my hands are washed for 21 seconds, and if you remember anyone watching my last one, actually I was talking about, I was singing Spice Up Your Life, that's 22.5 seconds by the way, and I got bored of singing Happy Birthday, so the Spice Girls came into effect. So I'd always recommend at the very beginning is just get your fruit reworked again into the brandy, and I use my hands. Most bakers do. Oh, I must admit, I'm not a big spirit fan, but brandy and fruit. Oh my god. So, perfect. All sorted. So I'm just going to put this over the side for the moment. Let's get this out of the way. Wonderful. Okay. So, if you've got a mixer, great. If you haven't got a bowl, I will slow it down a bit, just so if you are doing it by hand, because it does take a bit of time by hand. But I will be doing most of it by hand. This is only a brief part. I use the KitchenAid, and then I do have to actually go back to my hand, old-fashioned way. Just with fruitcake, you just do. That's why I've got my wooden spoon and my spatula as well, which I love as well. So, one thing I always remind you is make sure I've got my little notes here just to remind myself. But make sure, as I've put on the actual group page, that you need to make sure you're gas mark free. 140 Celsius for fan ovens, and also 160 on any normal oven. So you need a 23 or 25 centimetre tin. Just remember, if you get 23 centimetre tin, you're going to have mix left over. If you have a 25 centimetre tin, you're pretty spot on. So don't be scared, because the cake does only slightly rise, but it doesn't rise much because it's only plain flour. You do have to remember that if you do have any spare cake mix left over, trust me, send it my way, because I love eating it like cake mix. I'm surprised I'm not as fat as I am, really, to be fair. So, first things first, as you've done all the cake and you prep, one thing I always say to you is I'm going to show you a little bit that my one made earlier. So, I'm doing individual ones tonight with the cake tins, and as you can see, I pre-lined them, or Sam has actually very kindly for me tonight, pre-lined them and all inside, so we can make sure that they don't stick when they've been cooked later on. To give you a prime example of the one we made earlier, you can see a pre-lined cake as well, and you can see in there the cake mix for a 25 centimetre tin. So, this is, oh, by the way, drop your head round. This is Sam, by the way, this is my little budgie. You might have to sort of get in the camera there.
That's what I mean, I didn't know if we could both fit in the frame as well.
And I was trying to fit in the frame, isn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is, if you are making with me, you need to grab your flour, your plain flour, okay, and what I'm going to ask you to do is split it into 3, okay? So do it by eye, you can do it by eye, you can certainly do it by 3 bowls if you want to. And what you need to do is we need to sieve that flour, you need to have the spices together, so I'm going to go through those spices, the cocoa powder, and people go, cocoa powder and fruitcake? And also a teaspoon of salt that you might need in there. So do grab those if you haven't got those. As I said, with the actual herbs, you've got your cinnamon here, so I've got that in the bowl. It's only again teaspoon, half teaspoon again your nutmeg, and then half a teaspoon of your ginger, and then you meant to put a teaspoon of chocolate in, but I put a full teaspoon. Just because that's as I like to call it. And to give the extra zest later on, I've got lemon and I've also got orange peel in here that I've done freshly tonight as well to add. I've got my eggs prepared, the caster sugar all prepared there, and the black treacle. The only thing I'll like give you a tip, if you haven't done it already, go and boil your kettle, because when you get your treacle, a little tip for you, boiled water with a spoon in it will make your life so much easier. So Sam, would you mind just going and boiling the kettle?
Oh, sure.
Cheers, thank you. Okay, so, get your bowl, simple as. If you've got a KitchenAid, fantastic. If you haven't, then God bless you. Anyway, so, first things first, grab your butter. You should have your 450 grams of your butter. If I remember rightly, off the top of my head, because I only do Christmas cakes usually once a year. Yes, 450 grams, that's good memory there. So, I've got that here. All I'm going to do is just chuck that in. Nice and chilly. Nice and fresh. Anyway, how are we all doing tonight? So who have we got on there tonight? We've got butter, we've got Adele, we've got Matthew. Hi Matthew, how you doing? Hope you're good. Adele, well, you're stunning as always. William, oh, Mum's on. Like Mum's. Josh, hello Josh. So I'm just going to go through. Can you just pass me a knife over, Sam, just before I'm thinking? If you find that you need to soften your butter, just knife from over there in the corner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So what you need to do from here is chop your butter up and soften it up. Thank you, that's wonderful. And it will just help if you are using a blender or a KitchenAid, probably break it up easier. God bless you if you are doing it by spoon, you might need to just, not a tip for you, but don't microwave it, alright? Just don't do that. Okay. So, quickly give that a good whisk, just to soften it all up. Wonderful. Okay. We're having error problems with the kettle tonight. Turn on. Okay. So, we've got that kettle sorted. Okay. So, we're going to go from the butter, make sure it's nice and soft, make it look nice and fluffy. So, nice and sorted. And from there, I want you to then add in your sugar. Okay. With the sugar, mix that in again, get it nice and fluffy, rust to the top. Enjoy your reindeers, sing some Christmas carols, and you're well underway. I mean, some people don't like fruitcake. I absolutely adore it, especially when the marzipan's on. And I'll teach you that on Sunday the 8th. And a bit of decoration, how to do royal icing, how to do normal fondant icing. And where people go wrong quite a lot with fondant icing is all the dents and how you smooth it out and how you get a real good finish. It's a real craft, and this is where I stopped baking cakes and making them for a lot of people because people expected you to do it for basically free. And I won't go to Tesco's and get a manufactured cake. I'm not interested. And the reason I'm not interested is because I asked people to pay for a labour. That was a skilled labour that I was able to do. Thank you, Sam. So it's really crucial that when you do a cake, you want someone to have it, especially if it's a wedding day or whatever. Remember, fruit cake is used quite a lot. It's still one of the #1s used on weddings, and especially the top tier. And to give you a little story, I know a lady who I used to work with, 21 years, she had her fruit cake in the loft. And you might say, what? She moved the icing because she was given a tip by a cake and a baker, or a cake maker, I think it was back in the day. And they basically said, you take the icing off, that cake will last for as long as you're alive. I was just like, you're joking. So no, if you put it in right with the right amount of alcohol, then you'll be fine. So what they did is they had a slice every year for 21 years until the cake ran out. How cool is that? You might be thinking, yuck. That's why fruitcake's so good, because we used to make things, and when we used to make things, we made them to last. We don't do like we do this day and age, where everything's a throwaway society. So that's why I love this cake so much. It does have a real history. Do check it out. It's really good. So I'm going to finish off frothing this all up. Okay. Get that nice and fluffy. That, if you can grab me. Okay, I've got a lot of here's ones I made earlier, sort of things going on tonight. But you have to with this. So we're just going to sieve the flour. So make sure with the flour you do, sieve it before we split it. So I'm going to just grab Sam to do that. So if you might just kind of do it for me, we'll do that. Yeah. So with Sam doing that, we're going to then slowly add in the parts of the flour. So we're going to do like a split it into 3 once it's been sieved into the actual pan. Wonderful. Look at that guy, look at that. Look. Okay, the reason I'm doing that is just getting the air into it. So we're not expecting the cake to rise very much, but what we do is make sure that it has enough air in it that the cake actually rises just enough, and it does come up really lovely. Okay, so we're not going to add that. We're going to add that to our fruit mix in just a short minute. With the fruit mix, what you need to do, best thing to do. If you saw that bowl that full of fruit earlier on, you've got to make sure that you either have a big spoon, that sadly I don't because I don't usually use that often, see that's only a small one. So I tend to go back to my baker's days and I get my hands dirty. Okay, so before we finish off the sugar and the actual flour and the add-ons to that, the reason we're starting this now is to slowly get the air inside to the actual fruit cake. So as you can see, big bowl, loads of fruit, and as you can see, predominantly of a fruit cake, it's my fruit. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, Sam, is just for me, is just grab the spoon. Here you go, have a little wooden spoon. And I just want you to put, just literally, A little bit spoon. So if you can just put a little bit in there for me at a time, yeah? Just there you go, scoop some flour into that.
Wash my hands, it's fine.
That's right, yeah? And then you're going to flour into there.
Oh,
yeah. So if you just do a quarter of it. That's it for the moment. Lovely. Let's sing Christmas songs. We should have got our Christmas hats out, shouldn't we? Who have we got on still? I got Jenny. Hello, Jenny, my best buddy. Joshua, Tracy, Karen. Hello.
It's great singing Christmas songs like 3 days after Halloween, isn't it?
Well, the shops get Christmas out. What, August? Is it what? Is it August? I don't know. We're in COVID life now.
Like, quick, on to Christmas, go, go, go.
How's everyone feeling about lockdown again on Thursday? This is why I'm doing this page again, because I'm sick of it. Anyway, thank you, Sam. What I'm also going to get you to do, we've done the fruit, we've done the flour, we've then softened the butter, we've softened the sugar, okay? Keep them separate. Then we're going to have all the actual herbs, or the spices if you want to call it, I've got a herb spice. You're going to add them also into the fruit mix. So, here is that. So, lovely. And there's your cinnamon. Wonderful. And then you're going to add your chocolate, your cocoa powder.
Yeah, chocolate.
Wonderful. So you can do you want to do this? Get your hands right in there and then mix it all in and get nice and deep. And oh, you got to mix that. Get it in there, Sam. Come on.
Guess I can make this for other people now.
Okay, so while Sam's doing that, can get very, very messy, fruitcake. It's even better if you've never ever tried it when it's like the raw part at the end. Oh my god, it's lovely. I adore it. Just like Jenny on there sits there and eats all my chocolate mousse cake, which we'll be doing in a couple of weeks' time. So,
That's what I like.
yeah, do you know what? A little tip for you. If you really don't like kids, or if your kids play up and they're being really naughty, buy one of these. Because when you scoop out the bowl with this, there's not a soul bit left in that bowl. It's fabulous. And then you go, there's the bowl, and they go, what? So disappointing. I'm so cruel, aren't I? Just a little, yeah. So what then you're going to do is you're going to add obviously finish you've only done a quarter, so just do a couple of spoonfuls, and then mix a little bit more, and that's it. Fabulous. We'll leave that till later. That's it. Let's get that a little bit more whisk. So while Sam's doing that, I'm going to be going down to the treacle.
Oh, boss Sam's making all the fruit for
And the fruit going everywhere.
Boss Sam's making all the fruit on the floor.
So I don't know if you know, I'm doing gingerbread cake in a couple of weeks as well. We've got also gingerbread men, which is quite simple to do, but great for the kids for Christmas. We've also got chocolate mousse cake coming up. I've got loads of stuff. So do check it out, guys, because I'm bored during COVID, and I used to do this skill all the time, and it's a bit like, let's bring it back. And if anyone doesn't know how to bake, join me and have a bit of fun. So, while Sam's get dirty, exactly. I've just got covered in fruit. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is, while Sam's doing that, and this is why it's great to have an assistant, because this cake, you sort of go from one thing to the other, and because it's like getting the air into there, then you have to go back to this, okay? So, assistant. So, I might get him in an apron next time, just apron, that's it. Yeah. So, with your treacle, warm spoon, and all you need is a tablespoon in there. Just be generous, it's cool. And get that into the bowl. And make sure. Okay. And I'm going to put that on, just give it a whisk. And allow that to drip off my spoon, but it's much quicker than normal. I'm going to have a check to see how we're doing, who we've got on tonight. Oh dear Sam, you'll be in trouble. Oh God. Yeah, no, you won't be in trouble. I've never had your chocolate mousse cake. No, that's actually, no, you've had my other chocolate cake, haven't you? But you like the mousse part at the beginning. Because I actually make a mix of chocolate cake as well. And obviously, as I was saying, I might do that chocolate cake as well. But with the chocolate cake, when you make the mix, it should be so fluffy. What do you call it, Jen? She calls it chocolate mousse. She said, I've never tried anything like it. Absolutely awesome. And there's a couple of little secrets I do in that cake that I've only revealed a couple of times once before. So I'll happily do that as well at some point. But Jen just actually prefers the bowl and eats it with me instead of cooking it. It's bad, isn't it? Anyway. And I'm a fitness instructor and personal trainer as well in the pub. I'm being naughty, but I thought, why not COVID, dancing, fitness, cake. Not only done.
Any more flour?
No, that's it for the minute. So, what I'm going to get Sam to do while we're waiting for that just to blend in, is I'm going to take that out away. If you just get to go and wash your hands for me, it'll be fabulous. Get it. What you need to do is, if you haven't prepped your eggs already, you need 8 eggs, 8 medium eggs. Very, very simple. Give them a whisk. Nice and gently. And you're going to add them very, very slowly to the mix you've got here. Okay? So, hopefully I'm better than EastEnders tonight or something like that. If not, well, don't enjoy it. Come back later. I'm going to have Di Serrano in a minute. Anyone want to join? Oh, Sam's on it. He's going to get Di Serrano. Fabulous. Okay, let's just finish this off. So we've got the treacle in there, we've got the sugar in there, we've got the butter in there. I sound like Jamie Oliver now, don't I? I get their really big hands. You should have seen me earlier, I was like Gordon Ramsay with the swearing. Anyway, Sam will confirm that. He won't deny it. So, adding those eggs, I'm going to do a very small amount at a time. This is why I love this bowl, because it has a little spit there, and a little bit at a time. So just whisk it in very slowly so it doesn't separate. Make sure you've done your oven, as I said at the beginning. Make sure you had everything all prepped and sorted. So if you are actually looking back on this video already for in 2 months' time, or when you pass Christmas and you want another fruitcake, just make sure you prepped everything, because otherwise you'll be here forever doing a fruitcake.
And don't forget your relaxing medicine.
Oh yeah. I must admit, it's not the most relaxing cake to make. And for me, I've been working all day, stressed out, 2.5 hour drive back, and then come back home to this. Now I'm relaxing because I love doing what I'm doing. The prepping. Okay. So once you mix all that in, it should be really, really fluffy, really lovely. And the one best, like I said, the best thing I use is my spatula. So again, if you've got a KitchenAid, just go around the edges and get that butter mixed in, and then let it go again and get it fluffy. So does anyone else use anything other than brandies? Who likes, I'm guessing somebody must like fruitcake with actually other alcohol in there. Somebody that I've known done whiskey before. Oh, Jenny, it's your birthday. I'm not going to have your birthday. Yeah, you don't have nothing for your birthday.
Birthday shout out.
Nah, for the birthday. Right. Okay, slowly keep adding those eggs. If you're whisking this is why I'm taking a bit more longer than normal, because, again, if you're doing this by your hand, good luck. Bring the Di Serrano, it might calm down. Anyway.
Don't have any mixes.
I'll have it neat. So what you should be finding is your actual mix starts, and I'll show you in a moment, it should start to go to very light brown. And it shouldn't be separating, it should still be quite close. Very nice, very fluffy, just like a normal sponge cake to be fair. Oh my god, look at this stuff. Are you allowed to do this on TV? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey.
Not QG.
Is Karen on? Karen, are you on? I know you were so looking forward to this, because you were like, had all your ingredients, and you were like panicking trying to get it on in time. And... Okay, we're nearly there, This will take time, Okay. So again, how are we doing? Let me go back to some of these comments here. What we got there? Karen Tams, hello, Joz, Sue Owen, Tanya Ball, we have the same utensils. Oh, I love you, Willing, fabulous. Oh, go for it, Sam. Oh, that's Mum.
Huh?
Mum's going, go for it.
Who, mine?
Mine.
Oh.
Right. We are in there. Yeah, baby. Okay, it's in. Okay, so the final, once you've got that all whisked in with a hand, no rude comments there. Okay. Oh, where's the alcohol? Cheers, everyone. Oh, I have to get in it first. Okay. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to get you to do from here is now putting the second lot of flour into here. Okay? So, when I say second lot, we've had to split this into three. So the 450 grams there, we're going to split into three. Do it by eye, or if you want to do it by weight. It doesn't matter. The reason we're slowly adding the flour at a time, we're splitting it up into the mix of the fruit and the mix of the actual mix we're doing, and then we'll combine them together. And the reason they do that is, a big part of that is air, making sure we get lots of that in there into the cake. Gives it full of flavour as well, helps the flavour and build on the maturity of the brandy into the actual fruit. So, are you trying it already?
Yeah.
Ew, I'm going to try it just yet. Give us some luck, give us some time.
I literally pure cake mix. Like.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to put the lot, and then we'll come back to this in a minute. The last bit goes back in when we all finish. That is the last part you'll add in at the last moment. Okay, Sam, can you just grab me some salt for me out the cupboard? And last thing that you need to do is add your salt. So again, just half a teaspoon of salt there. I have to do it by hand. You get used to it over the years. Years over years.
The magic.
Anyone like absolutely fabulous? I might bake, but I don't eat. I mean, since 1974, darling. But I still drink. I get pissed. Right. So I might do this Christmas Day. We should have Christmas dinner around here, Christmas Day. Oh, you're fabulous.
Christmas dinner.
Well, it's not going to be locked down for the next century, I think, so why not, eh?
Vaccine 2025.
Look, we had a vaccine. Well, I'm not even going there. I guess we're not political, we're positive.
In 7 years' time, we'll be alright.
Well, what else are people saying on there? Have you got? Is Wi-Fi okay now, Jen? Is the Wi-Fi better? Give me the thumbs up, please.
Josu S.
Okay, what we got?
Espinosa.
It's just so jumpy. Okay.
Tracy Blue, Karen.
Let me just see. Bear with me. Let me see. Alright, okay, we're back. Hello, we're back. Hopefully that should resolve it. We should be back and it shouldn't be so jumpy now. So hopefully we should be back off.
It's so jumpy.
Yeah, no, it should come back now. Jen, let us know if that's okay now, because we're changing it to Wi-Fi. So. It'll be much better, trust me. I had it on my old Wi-Fi, not my...
One of your friends is going to try the recipe. I mean,
so this recipe, by the way, it's quite similar to... I looked online quite a few, because I do look at my recipes. But it's quite similar to some online, of course. But there's an old cookbook that I bought many years ago from a boot sale. And that cookbook is so old, and I've still got it to this day. Even when I was 16, I think. Yeah, I'm 36 now. And I think that was done in the 70s. And I've done that cake ever since. And it's always been a tradition every year. I cook the Christmas cake for my parents and my family. And then I did it always for Grandad because he loved his royal icing. And unfortunately, he passed away only a few years ago, and a couple of years ago. And I actually decided to continue that tradition going forwards. However, I've gone back to the fondant icing because I wasn't feeling on the icing, royal icing. It's too messy, but I can show you it, of course. I do like a nice smooth cake. So, me chatting away. What you should now see in here is a lovely mix. I'm going to show you what that should look like. So, for those who've got the KitchenAid, you'll understand. So, from here, it should be nice and like a light browny colour, okay? And what I tend to do just then, just give it a good whisk round. As I said, I don't do it for long. And you don't have to do a figure of 8, it's not about getting the air all into that, because we've already done all that through the flour, etc. what we were saying earlier on, Sam was like, I needed a spoon or something to do something with one of the mixes or whatever we do. And I went, get your hands in it. Go back to my baker days. Get your hands in it. That's what it's about. Get all blood, sweat and tears into it. Everyone goes, ugh.
It was lining all of those little...
That's it, it was lying, yeah, I was showing, it was lying like
all of them.
So, as I showed you earlier, we have done the round cake already. So Sam, if you want to grab that just to remind everyone who may have joined halfway through, the actual cake over the side on the oven, top. That's it, lovely. Hello. So, we did a bit of Blue Peter, so...
I was going to say, it's Blue Peter. Here's one we made
sponsored
earlier.
by Blue Peter. I haven't got a bloody badge though, to be fair. Which peed me right off, because the amount of times I enter competitions, and do you know what? I came second in auditions for that. Anyway, didn't get it over... I'm not even going to say the name. Either way, so we've done the round one. As I said earlier, this mix goes into a 25cm tin. It can do 23, of course, but you'll have mix left over. And then you can also be a little bit adventurous and do other styles of tins. So as Sam pointed out, rightly so, I love the little individual ones because they're a little bit more time consuming to fill up, etc. However, Christmas Day, absolutely fabulous to do and have because they're like a little bit a la carte. You pick them up, you have your own piece of fruit cake. You don't have to cut the cake, it's not messy, sorted. I've done the work, bit of ribbon around it with a bit of icing on top with marzipan, boom, bam, bam, you're sorted. Okay, so.
No, yes, I've done the work. That sounds like every mum cooking Christmas dinner on Christmas Day.
I know, my mother's always done Christmas.
Fine.
She does it so well to the point that my mother's like, you turn up, she's like, and you, oh, it's like a duck on water or a river. And you're like paddling so fast in the water. One top, she's like, hi. How you doing? Cuddles, kisses, see you in a bit. It's like, do you want to help? No, it's okay.
That's okay.
Into the kitchen, bang, 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 bang. I can't do this. Yeah, exactly. So, I love it. I absolutely love it.